going? There we go. Okay. I'll just send Dad a picture of we just did washed eggs for the first time in our new egg washer. There's a lot of water coming out the one end, so I think we are going to have to, maybe I'll have to call him and see what's going on with that. Okay. Japan modernizes. Like China, Japan had been strict about whom it let in and trade with. Whom it let in and whom to trade with, I think it was saying. In 1853, an American naval officer named Matthew Perry was sent by President Millard Fillmore, Fillmore. I've never even heard of him, I don't think, to ask Japan to open its ports to trade with America. First spelling the gummy bears. Japan opened 2 ports for the international trade, ending its period of isolation. Japan also entered a period of modernization. Okay. The Meiji, I don't know how to Meiji Restoration. In 1868, the Tokugawa Shoguns, who had outlawed trade with foreigners, were overthrown by a small group of Japanese military commanders and aristocrats who began the Meiji Restoration, 1868 to 1912. This was a period of great growth for the Japanese, and they built ships, railways, banking systems, coal mines, machinery, factories, and communication systems. The Meiji saw the importance of universal education and a common language. Education was reformed based on the Western model of schools and universities. Japanese students began studying abroad, and foreign specialists were brought in to teach. In addition, Japan made changes to its military. An imperial army was formed in 1871 with new modern weapons and compulsory military service, and every Japanese man was required to serve for 3 years. Japan practices imperialism. Like the Europeans, the Japanese were determined to expand. They forced Korea to open its ports to Japanese trade. China was unhappy with Japan's growing influence, and in 1894, the two countries fought the first Sino-Japanese War. Sino-Japanese War. It's S-I-N-O, Japanese War, which Japan won. China handed over Taiwan, Taiwan, and other lands to Japanese control, and was forced to recognize Korea's independence as well. Look, here's a nice map. Mark, I don't know what you're spinning on. Here's a nice map. Here's Japan. Actually, it's much bigger than I thought. Taiwan, there's China, Korea, Manchuria, which I never know what that is, and Russia, and the Balkan Islands. Okay. All right, let's do some spelling. So, a couple questions. Would an isolated nation trade with many other nations or no other nations? Okay, basically it's asking what's it mean to be isolated. Okay, and then keep going. I'm gonna put the TikTok on for us. We gotta turn it down because I have it really high. We were practicing our clapping earlier. Here we go. Okay. An isolated nation, trade with many nations, or no other nations. Okay, let's go. Let's start over. Okay. And then, now.
Okay.
Then, now is, no, first is T, then, whoops, not that far. No, OT, what comes after T? Up, H, then, keep going. Now, then, come on, keep going. That's it, now, look. Look. Go slow. And then, go slow. Then, think about it. Hey, think about it. N-A-T, brain. You can do it. Move your eyes. Last letter. Good. No other nations. I think you should back up a tad because we're hitting the table. Just a scotch. Good. A scotch. That's a Japanese word. Scotch a little bit. Something compulsory is mandatory. It is not blank. Okay, this is like you get to fill in the blank, I guess, because I don't remember talking about this that much. Did you hear the question?
I guess so.
Okay. Something compulsory is mandatory. It is not blank. So then, look. Keep looking. Now. That's it. Keep going. Keep it up. OP. Yep. Keep it up. Hey. Keep going. T, then. Hey. Now. I, then. Look, first is. Now. And then. All the way up first. A, then. Look again. A, then. O-P-T-I-O-N, A. Last letter is L. Good job. Optional. It's not optional. It's not an option. Okay. The Russia-Japanese War. Russia also wanted to extend its influence in Korea, but Japan saw Korea as a buffer between it and China and wanted to maintain its dominance there. This led to major tension between Russia and Japan and resulted in another war. The Russo-Japanese War started in 1904 with tiny Japan versus the Russians, who had proved themselves as a major power. The Japanese made a surprise attack on the Russian naval base at Port Arthur, Manchuria, present-day northeast China. At the same time, the Japanese Navy defeated the Russian fleet off the coast of Japan. With the signing of the Treaty of Portsmouth in 1905, Russia handed over control of Port Arthur and the Russian rail system in Manchuria, giving Japan a foothold there. Japan also received part of the island of Sakhalin. That's interesting. I wonder if that's still today. The Japanese victory over Russia shocked the world. It was the first time an Asian nation had beaten a European power in modern times, and it ended Russia's expansion in East Asia. Japan had risen to become a major power in the world, while Russia and China had fallen behind technologically. Okay, if tension exists between nations, would you expect a stronger possibility of war or of a peaceful existence? War or peace? Then, move your eyes. Now, go slow, go slow. Go easy. Hey, go easy. W-A. Go easy, easy, easy. W-A. Something in your eye. War. That's it, war. The flag of the Imperial Japanese Navy is red and white and resembles a blank. I don't remember saying anything about a flag or what it looked like. Oh, there it is. That's the Japanese Imperial flag. So it's saying the flag of the Imperial Japanese Navy is red and white and resembles a blank. Yes, then keep going. Yes, then keep going, keep going. U now. S-U. Keep going. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. N. A sun. Yes. How did you know that? I don't think that thing looks like a sun at all. Just a red dot. That's what they said it is. Under what U.S. president did Matthew Perry's actions come about? Then, I now. I'll do this because I ever heard of it. Keep going, keep going. M-I. Keep going, keep going. M-I. Hey, M-I. M-I-L. Then, first is, it's a double, so. Hey, it's a double L. M-I-L. L. Then, A. Now, go gently. Gentle. Or then. Go again. Okay, Millard. What's his last name? Take a deep breath. Good job. Okay. First letter is. No, go slow. Go slower. F. Then. Keep going. F. Then. Now. Good job. Keep going. Then. It's a double. Mark. It's a double again. F-I-L-L. Keep going. And then. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Then. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Or then. Next letter. Come on, come on, come on. That's getting frustrating for me. Because you're stemming after each letter. You gotta keep going, okay? E. Okay. Because I know you can do it. We're not gonna get anywhere going so slow. Millard Fillmore. Good job. The attack on Port Arthur began the war between which of the following nations? I'm just going to say which two nations? I have to look at the answer. Okay. The attack on Port Arthur began a war between what two nations? Try again. If you go slower, you might be able to get it. You try to go slow. Maybe you don't know the answer. The Port Arthur. The attack on Port Arthur began a war between who? Now go nice and slow. Slow, 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 slow. I know this is hard to do. Right above that. No, right below that. Go slow. J, yes. J, then. A, now. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. J, A. B, now. A, then. Come on. A, then. A, then. After A is. Keep going. You're right there by it. J-A-P-A. N. Good job. Japan. And now we got to tell the other one. And. Do and. A, now. Japan and, what was the other country? Are then, okay, I feel like I need to hold it up higher. Okay, next letter, are then, look, you then, go slow. Keep going. No. S. No, you're just, come on. R-U-S. S. Now, keep going. I. Then, gentle. Good job, Russia. Problem is, I know you can do it. So it's frustrating when you get stuck. It makes me frustrated when you get stuck. Let's do this one too. The Spanish-American War. The U.S. was also interested in imperial expansion. Islands scattered across the Pacific Ocean were of primary interest. If under U.S. control, these islands could be supplied with coal and act as stations where naval and trade ships could refuel or find safety as they sailed. Officially, the Spanish-American War was fought for Cuban independence, but the war allowed the U.S. to gain significant island territories, dramatically increasing its world power. Remember the Maine, M-A-I-N-E. Like many other countries at the time, Cuba in the late 1800s was eager to be free from Spanish rule. In 1892, an exiled Cuban dissident, D-I-S-S-I-D-E-N-T, that's one who dissents or disagrees, named Jose Marti, founded the Cuban Revolutionary Party. Though he was murdered just 3 years later, he was a hero to many Cuban nationalists, including Cuba's eventual communist leader, Fidel Castro. U.S. newspapers published sensationalized stories of Spain's mistreatment of Cubans, beginning the practice of yellow journalism, a type of journalism that relies on exaggeration. U.S. President William McKinley wished to avoid war. However, uprisings in Havana, the capital of Cuba, put the Americans in an area of danger. McKinley sent the ship USS Maine to Havana in January 1898 to protect them. The ship exploded with no warning on February 15th, although evidence later suggested that it was an accident. Spain was blamed. First spelling thing ever. Spain was blamed, and Remember the Maine became a rallying cry for war. On April 20th, Congress recognized Cuban independence and demanded the Spanish troops leave the island. When Spain refused, Congress declared war on April 25th, 1898. And you look at this. The war begins. The first battle of the war took place halfway around the world in the Philippines. The Philippines were another holding of the Spanish Empire, and like the Cubans, the Filipinos, Filipinos, wanted independence and rebelled in the 1890s when Commodore George Dewey led an American fleet to the Philippines on April 30th, 1898. He had the support of the people there because they thought Americans were helping them win independence. On May 1st, in the first battle of the Spanish-American War, Dewey destroyed the Spanish ships in Manila Harbor. It turned out that the U.S. had made a secret deal with Spain to win the battle and take control of Manila, keeping Filipino forces out of the city. A betrayal that prompted the Philippine-American War. The U.S., using its powerful navy, had established a blockade of Cuba immediately after declaring war, and then landed U.S. soldiers and cavalry, C-A-V-A-L-R-Y, soldiers who served on horseback, on the island throughout June. Included in this group were the 1st U.S. Volunteer Cavalry, a diverse regiment of cowboys, students, and others